Welcome back to the channel where the art is always random and so am I. First of all, I haven't done a review in a really long time. If you're new to the channel, all I used to do was commentary reviews and just review TV shows, movies, albums, or anything that I could come up with. And yeah, here we are. I'm here kind of back. Hopefully I can make more of these, except these do take a pretty long time to make. And like I said, I haven't had much time to do anything else besides go to work and make like drawing videos, and all I've been doing is just uploading drawings with music. But anyways, today's review is The Boys Season 1. I went into it really not knowing much about the show. It would always come up on my PlayStation homepage where you open it up and it shows recommended for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, whatever you have, and that would always pop up. Some of my friends would recommend it to me, and I was always seeing memes on Homelander on Twitter, random TikTok clips, and just him doing something crazy or just crazy scenes about him. And I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. It's like an evil Superman, which is the best way to put it. So first of all, let's talk about the show and superheroes and superhero, like, I don't know, it's being overdone. That's the point. We all have watched Marvel movies at some point or another, but something we should all agree with is that the movies are pretty bad, all having the same message, being watered down with predictable outcome. You see it coming a mile away. You're like, oh, look, there's a guy, okay, he's gonna fail, then he's gonna do this, do that, and like, all the movies are technically, like, in a way the same. The superhero or the main character fails and he has to do his redemption, get through it, whatever. It's like just part of like storytelling. There's only you can tell the same story so many times, but what kind of makes a movie great is just how you make it in your own way and stuff like that. But anyways, so yeah, the movies are all predictable with the outcomes, and we're all tired of the movies coming out every single month. It looks just rushed, bad CGI. You can tell the people didn't have enough time to make a decent CGI because they have so many more. Whoa, you're done with this movie, guess what? There's already 2 more coming out. Hurry up, get it done. But then there's The Boys. Right off the opening scene, you can tell the show's going to be completely different. Superheroes killing people, just blood, random stuff going on that you would never see in an actual Marvel movie or like other type of superhero movie. And it's PG-13. I'm not going to say there's that many killings and deaths. There is a good amount, but the story's mostly about the superheroes, but they also kind of just don't care. They're just stock. That's the best way to put it. So I'm going to go over some of the characters and just how the beginning starts without spoiling much. And overall, like I said, the show is amazing. I highly recommend it. But let's get on with the review. So we have our main cast of characters: Billy Butcher, Huey, just 2 regular humans. Billy Butcher was a vigilante, ex-CIA, current CIA, whatever he is. I'm pretty bad with characters and remembering what they do. Anyway, so yeah, he's pretty much like a trained agent or whatever. So yeah, he goes in to recruit Huey, some nerdy guy working at an electronic shop whose girlfriend was killed by a soup, which is what they call the superheroes in the universe. The universe has a Justice League group called the Seven, with their own superheroes named Homelander, which is basically the evil Superman, Wonder Woman, I forgot her name, I think it's like May or something, Flash, who you all know is, well, fast, but here he has a blue suit and he's called the A-Train, baby. Yeah. Flash, who's, fast, well, I already said Flash. Aquaman, they call him the Deep here. He's also really lame and like ended up being one of those like you were supposed to hate him, but he's so dumb and goofy that you actually end up liking his character later on and all the dumb stuff that he does. And let me see who else you got. You got Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, who's wearing an all-black suit for combat with a helmet. His name is Noir. The Invisible Man, who's indestructible skin, and his is like translucent or something like that. And in this world, yeah, they're basically like superstar movies. They have their own cereal, commercials, and everything else like that. So yeah, back to Huey and Butcher. So now that you know about the superheroes and like the main people in the world for that, so remember this, okay? Remember how I was saying that Huey's girlfriend was killed by a superhero? Well, one of the members of that special Justice League group accidentally killed her, so Vought, the corporation that is running the superhero's career and is basically their manager, sees the company sees them as a company asset and stock. So if they're performing pretty poorly in the polls and like their numbers aren't high enough, the company's also not making as much money, so they have to go in, clean up, do PR and everything else. So if anything happens, let's say an accidental death, a pedestrian dies, or property damage, Vought has the Amazon, Google, Apple money all in their company. Like they're probably the most powerful company in that world, at least from what you see it going on. They got giant buildings, technology, money to repair houses because the superheroes destroyed everything, and so on. They want to buy off Huey, having him sign an NDA and just forget about everything. Like, hey, here's a bunch of money, shit happens, it is what it is. My fault, it happened. The hero accidentally killed her. That's it. Let it go. And he basically doesn't want to do that. Everybody's telling him, go do it, it's free money, but he's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So eventually Butcher meets him, convinced him to work with him and take revenge on his girlfriend's death, because Butcher also has a problem with the soups. And the plan is this: okay, he's gonna introduce him to Huey, try to trick him into joining his little group, and like basically manipulating him to do the dirty work. So the plan is this: Huey will go into the Seven's Tower to get an apology, sign the paperwork, let everything go. But in reality, what they want to do is plant a listening device in the tower. But little did they know, the Invisible Man was there watching the whole time, and he follows Huey back to the store. And then that's it. Long story short, Butcher, the guy comes back at night, the Invisible Man tries to kill Huey or whatever, and then Butcher shows up. They manage to knock him out. They put him in a trunk. They knock him out again. Then they go get the rest of the characters. This is where you start meeting everybody else. So some of Butcher's old partners, Frenchie and Mother's Milk. Yes, his name is Mother's Milk. They throw Translucent into an electric cage just to buy some time till they come up with a plan and be like, hey, he's a member of the Seven. What could go wrong? He's one of the most famous people in the world. Whatever. So they start coming up with a plan, trying to do it as quick as possible before the rest of the members start to come up with ideas. Like, hey, we haven't seen Translucent. Ironically, yeah, we haven't seen him. And haven't heard from him in a while, so you know what? Maybe we should start looking for him. And that's where the whole story picks up from here. He starts being friends with one of the members of the Seven by accident. Well, that's Huey, because he meets some random girl in the park. It ends up it's the newest member of the Seven, because earlier I only mentioned 6, but I don't know. I forgot what happened to the other member or something like that, but you get the point. So you get to see how all the members are corrupt through what is it called? Starlight or whatever her name is? Starfire, whatever it is. She has powers and it uses light or whatever, and plasma or something. I don't know. The point is, her power is that. So you get to see how the company is through her point of view, how the company turns everything into a story, how, how the world really had heroes, how it would endless casualties and destruction, and nobody would care because they're superheroes. So that's what you get from her point of view. You get to see the inside of the heroes and the interactions. You get to see the evil Superman just doing crazy things, being obsessed with one of the girls that works there, well, one of the ladies, and it goes from there. But overall, the show is very, very good. I know I just kind of explained just the first episode, probably just the beginning of it, but then you got to start meeting other characters. One girl that's kind of crazy, doesn't really speak, just does hand signs, and it goes from there. It's pretty good. Black Noir is probably my favorite character. He just shows up, does business, goes home, no questions asked. He'll do whatever you want. He kills people just because it was an order. And then you got, like I said, Homelander, my favorite character in the show besides Noir. He just a crazy Superman who's a man-child, just wants the love and attention of the manager, I guess that you say, the president of the company, whatever she is. She runs everything on the side. And one of my main complaints was, well, there's not enough supervillains. And guess what? I got my answer the next season. Everything makes sense. Why they didn't show it in the first season, it makes sense. So that's about it. Kind of ranting at the end, but overall, I really, really like the show. I recommend it. 9.3 out of 10. And I would recommend binge watching all the seasons. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't watched it already. And I'm out. Oh, I also forgot to talk about the Homelander scene where he blows up the plane and then does a bunch of crazy stuff. There's a bunch of people on the plane, on the next plane, because there's 2 planes, and then he's talking to them, and it's just oh, okay, this is how he is, and it all makes sense. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm out.